because you are also in the reality TV business, I've got to get your response to this idea that Trump has said he will continue to executive produce a television show, that he'll continue to executive produce The Apprentice, presumably get paid for that. He's not telling us anything about his finances, his tax returns, whether he's going to be, handing them off to his kids or whatever. He just isn't telling us. What do you make of that idea?
I mean, that is outrageous. It is stupid. You and me, we both work, in a sense, for NBC.
Yeah.
There's a real question here that has to be brought into play. When NBCNews, for example, wants to question or goes after Trump on some legitimate story, is there going to be pressure that says, hey, wait a second, he's one of our employees, we want his show to do well, we don't want to anger him? Or if Trump says, hey, I want more commercials run for my show, for The Apprentice, spend more money on promoting it, who's going to say no to the President of the United States?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a crazy situation. The whole thing is.
I mean, I should note that Mark Burnett's company, MGM, actually owns The Apprentice, but to your point, it is broadcast on NBC, meaning that NBC Universal, that employs you and me, is essentially running a TV show that is executive produced by the President of the United States. It's all unprecedented. Let's talk a little bit about some of the other conflicts. What do you make of this notion now? You mentioned the Trump properties around the world. In addition to the American military potentially having to protect Trump Hotel Mumbai or whatever, you also have the situation where the President of the United States' name is plastered all over golf courses where the LPGA plays, plastered all over hotels and condos, and people can essentially pay the president by checking into his hotels, him and his family. What do we make of that?
Well, it's unconstitutional, according to the Emoluments Clause, which, how many times have we used that word prior to this year? I assume at some point someone's going to bring a lawsuit. In other words, this entire presidency is going to be, people aren't going to go to the White House to get the news. They're going to go to the courtroom. He's going to be challenged on everything. And I'm saying, from his point of view, if I were his best friend, I'd say, Donald, look, in history, no one's going to remember your hotels. The issue is going to be, were you a decent president? So for God's sakes, put the country first. Get rid of your properties. Put them into a blind trust. Sell them. Get out of this business. You wanted to be president of the United States. This is the most important thing you're doing on the planet Earth right now, not your damn hotels.